Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome back to the channel, and in today's tutorial we're going to be learning how to add waves to a shape to create a badge style logo. And stick around to the end because I'm going to be explaining some of the techniques using the Type on Path tool so you can create this whole design yourself. So we're going to be creating this badge style logo for the Country Kitchen Co. So we'll just move this off to the side here for a reference. And the first step that we're going to use is we're going to be using the ellipse tool. And if you hold down shift, you can create a perfect circle. From there, we're going to just have a black outline, and we're actually going to get rid of the fill, just have that set to none. And then while you've still got the shape selected, we're going to go up to Effect, Distort and Transform, and Zigzag. There's a couple of different ways you can do this. You could do this starting off with a star shape, but I prefer to do it this way. I feel you've got a little bit more control. So the first option you've got in here is the size. This is going to be the size of the apex of the different waves that you have. And you've also got how many ridges that you want to add in there. So at the moment we've got this set to corner, and make sure you've got preview set on, but we want to switch that over so you've got it set to smooth. And you can see already we've got some of the shapes forming on here for the waves, and you can just increase that and decrease that to your taste. I'm going to stick with about 16. And you can increase the number of instances you have. I'm going to stick with 4. So you just OK that. Now at the moment, you want to expand this shape. So you go to Object, Expand Appearance, and that turns it into its own shape so that you can treat it like you would any other circle, square, whatever. So we're going to add some text onto this, just for starting with the word country. And the font that I'm using for this one is called Silburn. And then holding shift, just drag that by the corners just to scale it up. But make sure you're holding shift as you do it so that it all stays in the right proportions. And then next we're going to be adding the text for the Kitchen Co. We're going to use the Type on Path tool. So what you do is you start off with a circle. And then in the drop down menu for the Type tool, on the third one down, you've got Type on a Path tool. So you can select anywhere on the circle that you've just created. And that, if you've got the latest version of Illustrator, that'll put some placeholder text in there, which you can then edit as much as you like. So we're just going to change that to Kitchen Co. And the font I'm going to use for this one is Gill Sans Regular. So you can see that this is all a little bit of a strange position for where the text is. We can edit that really easily using these little handles. So what you want is to use the direct selection tool. And you've got two little arrows that appear on here. One points to the right and one points to the left. They can be a little bit tricky to handle, but once you've got that, just click on there, and then you can drag that to one of the snap points on your circle, and then drag the other one and take it to the opposite side. And then you have perfectly centralized text at the bottom. Now at the moment it's upside down, so what we want to do is go to Type on Path, and then you can click Type on Path Options. Another way to get into here is if you have this selected, you can just double click on here. Now to get this the right way, we want to flip it and make sure you've got preview set on, and then you've got the text the right way around. Now I want to change how the text is sitting on here. I want to change it to, instead of it being baseline, I'm going to select center, and then you can see the text drops down just a little bit there. So I'm going to OK that. And then from here you can do any of the edits that you want. So you can increase the size and the tracking, and just get it to a place that you're happy. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that one. So I'm just going to duplicate this and type in the, and then as before, you can double check on there, but I'm going to switch this back so it's not going to flip. but I'm going to keep it set to the center. And then I can just rotate this, select all, and then I want to align everything centrally together. And there you have it. So you've got everything all perfectly aligned. Now the next thing we have is this circle going around on the inside. So holding shift, just create a smaller circle inside your shape. Again, just align everything to center. Now you may want to bump this up just a little bit. You'll have to just do this by eye really, because sometimes, because it's a script font, it sometimes doesn't look quite right. So we'll just pop that up around about there. And I'm also going to increase the size of this text as well. We want to get rid of some of the portions here, but we want to make sure that the distance between the word country and the start of the line is consistent around all of these different areas. Now, the best way to do that, because we're happy with the way that this text is looking, we're going to create outlines. So you can just right click and go create outlines. Alternatively, it's under type and it'll be down as create outlines. And then from there, I'm going to add a stroke. So place that's about maybe 18. And when you're doing the stroke, make sure you've got your round caps and also your round joins selected. And I also want to have that it's going to align stroke to the outside of the shape. I'm just going to increase that a little bit so I've got a nice gap. And then I'm going to change that stroke color to white. And I'm going to make sure that it's in front of the lines that I've got. Now, it looks a bit strange here, but we're going to fix that in a moment. So I'm going to copy that, but I'm not going to paste it anywhere just yet. I'm just going to keep it saved on the clipboard. And then this shape that I have at the moment, I'm going to go Object, Path, Outline Stroke. And then using the Pathfinder tool, I'm going to do the drop down here, and I'm going to select Unite. And you can see everything's all disappeared there at the moment. Once you click on it, if you've got all these lines, easy way to get around that is just to go Object, Compound Path, Release, and then select Unite again. And that in most cases will get, sometimes it doesn't work, but in most cases it'll get rid of everything there. So at this stage we can actually paste, if we use paste in place, it'll put a new one in there of the word country, and then we can just get rid of our stroke from that one, and it returns it to there. Now we do have a shape behind here that we want to remove from there, so we're going to use Pathfinder tool again. I'm going to select this one, which is the click to minus front. Create two different shapes there. Click into the shape, and then we can just select these points using the direct selection tool and just get rid of the ones that you don't need. And the same on this one below. And because we've set the stroke width of that as the method of cutting out this piece, so we know that the distance from the word country to the start of the line on all 4 points here is consistent. We don't have to worry about the distance. I'm measuring it up. So we're just going to increase the weight of these lines just a little bit, just to try and make it a bit more consistent with the word the Kitchen Co. And then lastly, because we're happy with the arrangement, I'm just going to go up to Type, Create Outlines, select everything, and then the final one is going to be Path, Outline Stroke. So I turn all of these lines into a shape rather than a line. And then the final thing would be to select Unite on the Pathfinder tool, and that just tidies everything up, makes it one solid shape. As you can see, it's fully transparent on there. And that's it. So I hope you got some value from this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe and that little bell icon. You get notified every time I release a new video. And leave a comment below if you'd like me to cover any other tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.